Hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Good to see ya. How's it going? Uh-oh, where's our overlay? Oops, I must have moved the wrong one. What's up tonight, everyone? The True King Fishy Chicken Fajitas. Dark Nizora? Cinerax? What's up, everyone? Shady Shrek. Shame MTG. Awesome dude. Your Uncle Sam. Quantum C Quasar. What's up, everyone? How are you doing this evening, or afternoon, or middle of the night, depending on where you are? Thank you, L33. I will make sure to adjust it once we get into the actual match and have a chat box. Thank you for the subs while we were away. There was one in the very beginning. I missed it, but I didn't miss this one. XI Price IX. Is it 11 price 4? It's probably not Roman numerals, is it? Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Oh, yes. You have bugs spelled B-U-G in the title. Is that on purpose? That actually is on purpose. Mr. Toes 23, 2 months in a row, says good afternoon. Well, good afternoon to you, and thank you for your resubscription. Big scoops cheer for our resubscriber. So, yes, the G is small on purpose because we're actually blue-black, but we have a green card, tireless tracker in our sideboard. So the little G was meant to be a way to let people know it's not really green. Like, we have a little green, but this deck is super spicy. I really hope it works. I have no idea if it's going to work. But hopefully it does. If you're having video quality issues, just try turning down the settings, I would say. That's usually the easiest thing to do. On my end, it looks like things are running about how they should be, so hopefully it's good on my end. Yeah, so, well, let's do our reminders, then we can talk about this super spicy deck. Oh, well, thanks for subscribing, XI Price. I definitely appreciate it. Oh, I want to say Fozzie Bear, but I know it's not Fozzie Bear. Something Bear. If Richard, I don't know if Richard is lurking. Richard knows. I never remember the artist's name. He does a great job. He does all the tokens and everything. What's up, Valupi? So I don't remember. Something, not Paddington, not Fozzie, or Grizzly. Yeah, Something Bear, though, does the artwork and does an amazing job. I have pictures on, like, my Twitter, for example. But, yeah, I don't do the video thing. At least to this point, I haven't for the stream. Possible it happens in the future, though. I don't know. Something I've gotten mixed feedback on. Some people like it and wish we did it. Other people are like, I rather that we didn't do it. Did I see the Boom Bees list you tweeted at me? So that plan did not. All right, tweet me your Boom Bees list right now, and I will look at it right now before we even start playing. Because we had this great plan where you were going to tweet list to me during the stream last time, and then by the time we got done streaming, I had like 100 notifications. And everything was buried from the beginning of the stream. So if you send it to me right now, I'll look at it right now, and we can talk about it real quick right now so it doesn't get lost again. Pander, Pola, Koala. Yeah, there's tons of bears. Smokey the Bear. That's a possibility. I don't think any of those are right, though. I think that Green-White Emiria is going to end up being our Mucha Brew for next week. This week, it's a Brawl Storm, which is actually pretty sweet. Yeah, the Start Your Engines deck was way better than I thought. Like, hey, I play your deck tonight, DZYL. I don't have a bell or anything, but am I a fool for playing this deck? Am I going to get wrecked? Hopefully it's fun at least. I have no idea. I really want Aetherflux Reservoir Paradox Engine decks to be good, and this one looks super sweet, mostly because Morbid Curiosity seems ridiculous with Metalwork Colossus. That's the thing that caught my attention with the, well, higher than 50%, I will take that. My bar is pretty low. Like, if we win a couple games out of the league, I'm perfectly happy with it, because it's got to be awesome when it works. All right, that's pretty good. This is the list that was tweeted on Twitter. You can see the, if you do the deck command, you can see it. What's up, Hyper Peck? That can't be right either. Happy Peck, that makes a little more sense. Podgy Panda, that's who it is. I knew there was a bear in there. I knew there was a bear. Podgy Panda is the artist that does all the tokens and everything. Well, it is Seka. It's Seka artifact or creature, yeah. And Metalwork Colossus is both, so we got it covered in multiple ways. And draws us 11 cards. Seems reasonable. Alright, I'm looking at your list right now, then we'll get to the league. Let me see this Boom Bees list that apparently I somehow keep missing. Oh, that does look really sweet. You got the chain reactions, Nahiri's Wrath. So basically the plan seems to be get down Hornet's Nest, Spitmare or Stuffy Doll, or Boros Reckoner, and then deal a ton of damage to those. I think that looks really sweet. We've played Stuffy Doll, Blasphemous Act, or what do we play, Volcano Helion or something? We've played that before, so it looks like a cool combo. Alright, so let's do the reminders, then we'll talk about this deck, jump into our league, see if we can do some crazy things. Anyway, of course, if you want to see old streams, or this stream in the future, make sure to check out the Goldfish, MTG Goldfish replay YouTube. And then the regular YouTube is where you can find all the series, like we had a new Against the Odds come out with self-driving cars that was actually better than it looked. I really think that the self-driving car plan, with Consulate Dreadnought and like siege modification and stuff, I think that could be like a, not a great deck, but like a tier 3 deck or something, tier 2 deck, if it wasn't for Fatal Push. Fatal Push is just so good against that plan. We dodge so much removal, but everyone's playing Fatal Push and it's just such a blowout. So if it wasn't for Fatal Push, I could see that deck being like semi-real, but with Fatal Push being super popular, it was still really fun though, and a really fun deck to play. And of course, if you're looking for another way of supporting the channel or the site, check out the merch page with tokens and t-shirts and all that sweet stuff. So let's talk about this deck, and this deck looks super awesome. So it's pretty much a blue-black Paradox Engine Storm deck, and this is not the deck I was talking about on Twitter a couple days ago. That's coming for Budget Magic next week, and I'm still super excited about it, but I also still can't tell you what it is until the videos go up. Greetings, Kasorg. How goes it? So the idea of this deck, apart from the sweet combo of Morbid Curiosity, getting a Metalwork Colossus down for cheap, I guess, thanks to all these non-creature artifacts reducing the cost, stacking it to Morbid Curiosity to draw essentially almost 2 new hands full of cards, which seems super awesome. We're pretty much trying to, almost like a deck we played a while ago. We have the Paradox Engine, Hedron Archive, Cultivator Caravan package, also a couple Corrupted Graphstones. Then we have cheap card draw artifacts to trigger them, and that, so we essentially can make a ton of mana and go like semi-infinite with that. And then the end game is Aetherflux Reservoir. The big addition is, of course, the Metalwork Colossus package. So this is kind of a hybrid. When we played a similar deck before, we were just all in on Paradox Engine combos. Did not have Metalwork Colossus. It was just a pure Paradox Engine deck. So it's pretty interesting, and we get some black mana, which gives us Fatal Push to kill Heart of Kirin and stuff like that, which is pretty helpful. A couple Gluttonous Cranes, Baral's expertise lets us play a reservoir or something for free, pick up our own stuff for value, some cool tricks to do with that. Of course, the big card draw that we talked about. Then the sideboard, we have a couple of interesting, like, almost transformational plans. The Third Tail, thank you for your subscription. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops cheer for our resubscriber 4 months in a row. Sideboard, so we get some counters. That makes sense. We get some more removal in Fatal Push and Yahenni's expertise. Then we have 4 Tezzeret's touch, so we can just go like aggro beatdown if our opponent takes out a lot of their creature removal, because we don't really have many creatures. We got 2 Gluttonous Cranes. So if our opponent takes out their creature removal, we can just bring in 4 Tezzeret's touch, throw these on whatever, Metal Spinner, Puzzle Knot, Prisms, Renegade Maps, and just go 5/5 beatdowns. And then Tireless Tracker also kind of takes advantage of the fact that people will likely be bringing out their removal against us, so we can bring in Tracker and just generate a ton of valuable. Oh, Heptype C! Thank you for spelling that out for me. It makes it so much easier to read your names correctly. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Is Wizards going to print destroy all artifacts in Amonkhet? Most likely not. I think Consulate Crackdown might be as good as it gets. I think we're going to have to wait to see powerful hate cards come back to Standard. I think you can subscribe by clicking somewhere near the top of the video. I've never actually subscribed to my own channel, so I don't really have the option when I'm logged in on my own thing. I believe it's up in like one of the top corners of the video though. So, alright, let's try this. We're gonna do a league. Not sure if we're gonna do competitive or friendly. Competitive is probably... I haven't played any games with this deck. I have no sound on your stream. I have sound on the rest. Probably just try refreshing. All right. So yeah, we'll do a friendly. That's fine. For the first run, I think that makes sense. So let's see how this goes. So we're kind of trying to storm off. Yeah, this seems like a good one for a friendly league for now. If it goes well and we 5-0, that's awesome, and we could always do a competitive league in the future sometime. Plus, I kind of just want to see this deck go off, so... Yeah, last league, I can't even remember what we played. It was something really bad. It might have been that Revolt deck that was so bad. What would be the best bang for your buck deck so you could keep playing leagues without breaking the bank trying to pay for ticks? Oh, geez. Well, if we're talking standard, you're probably best off going with one of the big 3 decks. Mardu Vehicles, Green-Black. I guess those 2, really. Not even 3. One of those 2. And Modern, but I mean, you do have a bit of a buy-in. It's a bit expensive to get started. Alright, we'll try this. I mean, we got a map, which is a blue source for Anticipate. If we're up against aggro, double Fatal Push should be insane. We just started. So this is the very first turn of our very first match. So, Swamp and our Renegade map. Pestered. Have I tried going under with the Servo Construct deck at all? Going under... So confused. Well, we're going to wait on cracking the map for now. Let's just Puzzle Knot. Red is an odd opening in this standard. Alright, there's a Prism. Well, let's pass the turn. If we leave the map out, that's actually more mana towards this Colossus that we want to cast eventually. Let's Prism. See if we draw land. We do not. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, alright, we're going to crack this. And we'll just grab a Swamp. And pass the turn. Well, we're actually getting pretty close to playing a Colossus. We don't have our draw 11 yet, but ooh, and Baral's expertise 2. So, Cultivator's Caravan. You. I mean, we're not drawing lands, but our opponent's not doing anything, so it doesn't really matter. PCM Squirrel. 4 months in a row, the subscription button is in the top right of the video screen. Well, thank you, PCM Squirrel. And you obviously found it, so thank you for the subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Yes, I probably should have just played Caravan there. You are correct. But drawing cards is so sweet. Vivid Creek. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, well, I mean, I guess we just play Hedron Archive and play a free Colossus. I mean, our opponent's just not doing anything, so I'm assuming that this 10-10 is probably going to be reasonable. Yeah, deck looks really fun. I'm definitely excited for it. And, well, that was quick. Our opponent already scooped it up. I do enjoy drawing cards. That is true. So is our opponent playing the zombie deck? Like, what else is... I'm so confused. Loco in Las Vegas, 3 months in a row, says good stuff. Well, good stuff with the sub. Definitely appreciate it. Big scoops here for our re-subscriber. So, do you think this is red-black zombies? Is that the most likely deck? We saw a lightning axe and 2 mountains. The only known deck I can think of that plays that is, well, thank you, JP0210. Could be blue-red, you're right. It could be like a blue-red Dynavolt deck. Yeah, Lightning Axe would fit in that deck as well, potentially. Oh, well, welcome, KTempt89. Thanks for hanging out. Definitely appreciate it. And watching the videos. Blue-red zombies, Grixis zombies, yeah, some sort of zombies. I don't even know if I want to sideboard against this deck. Like, if they're a blue deck with counters, we probably want counters to protect our stuff. If they're a zombie deck, we probably want the expertise. We could also... What do you normally take out to bring in, like, tireless trackers? That's the other question. We have a new subscriber, Regzink, 4 months in a row. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops cheer for our re-subscriber. I don't know about Graphstone. Graphstone seems risky just because there's not that many colored spells. Well, I guess there's enough, probably. Do I think that Thalia's Lieutenant and Constrictor could form a spicy deck tech with humans? Yeah, I think it could. Oh, you're taking out the combo when you're boarding in the... Okay. I'm just going to run it back. I don't know what our opponent's doing. That's a morbid curiosity. And we have a map and a Graphstone. Alright, whatever. This is good enough. Our opponent's going to 6 again. Our opponent's deck just might not be very good. Board out a push and a blue expertise. Oh, they are blue-red. Well, now I wish we had counters. Yeah, our opponent's deck is looking much different now. This is probably a Dynavolt Tower deck. We have a new subscriber. It is Mirkin. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Yeah, let's just Glint Nest. Oh, boy. Oh, the old Glint Nest whiff. Okay. Well, we can still beat down with it. That's still something. Ah, yes, I did that for a while, too. Yeah, this deck looks super sweet, Pretty Pangolin. Oh, and our opponent's going to let us draw cards? That's awesome. Also, probably going to kill us, but... Actually, probably not. We get a Cultivator's Caravan. Get in with the crane. Another glint nest. We just gotta kill our opponent. I wish we had brought in counters, though. Erica Slice, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Let's crack the map. We'll get an island. Play the island. Play a Cultivator's Caravan. Is this gonna get countered? It is. Boricon, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Well, let's play a Renegade map, I guess. Get in with the crane. Yeah, I wish we had counters, but we didn't know. Maybe we can get our opponent to tap out and like attack with this Fumarole. With these extra cards, we should be getting to the point where we're just going to win at some point. What's up, Goblin Master? I don't think Kalidas is in the board, actually. Yeah, we're... Oh, boy. Actually, I don't think that's the end of the world if they don't have a land. Ooh, that's going to mean we get down a Paradox Engine? Well... Hopefully our opponent does not have a way to deal with this. Come on. Oh, rejected. Oh, just like NBA Jab. Okay. That's annoying. I would like to get 3 artifacts so we can start gaining life. That would make things a little easier. Well, we can kill the gremlin at some point. Let's play Ether Hub. Play the caravan. Play Corrupted Graphstone. And another crane. We're kind of getting under... Oh, geez. Oh, boy. Huh. Last game I had a 17-18 Kalidas. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, Twitch is weird like that. Sometimes it doesn't line up exactly the way you think it would. Sometimes you're behind. If Reservoir gets countered, though, that's so bad. I think we got to take Engine here. The problem is, that does put Reservoir at the bottom. I guess we can shuffle it back in with Renegade map, though, which isn't the end of the world. It might not even be worth attacking there. I don't think we're going to win with Crane Beats against this Fevered Visions. We will win if our opponent taps out, potentially, especially with this Morbid Curiosity. We could also just try to get empty-handed so we're not taking damage off Fevered Visions, and that would make things easier. We are gaining a life, which is helpful. Second Inventor's Fair. We're probably going to want to crack that at some point. Well, play the Sanctum. Yeah, let's play Paradox Engine. See if this gets countered. Another negate. Okay, I think we're actually gonna Fatal Push this Gremlin just to get below the Fevered Visions damage. That also turns on our Corrupted Graphstone. Should we? Yeah, let's not draw cards here. Let's just pass. Our opponent's kind of helping us draw. The name of this song is Monkey Said by the Freak Fandango Orchestra. Yeah, Ragavan token is missing its art as well. Oh, come on, not... Really? Opponent and their release of gremlins. They apparently have a million billion of those. I'll play Cultivator's Caravan. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, now we're short on artifacts too. Oh boy. This is bad in multiple ways. Oh, I don't want to keep taking damage. Alright. That's painful. Well, next turn we get to start playing Colossuses, most likely. Colossi. And we're not just dying to Fevered Visions. Can we get a mono-red budget magic anytime soon? I miss the super aggressive burning things. Yeah, I'm sure we can do that at some point. Oh, okay, this looks like, what's his name deck? Steve Rubin, similar to Steve Rubin's deck from this past weekend, I think. So it is zombies, also Fevered Visions. Alright, opponent passes. Another Morbid Curiosity. Alright, so let's play the Puzzle Knot. Draw a card. And then I guess we could just play a Colossus. And I think we are not going to search. I really don't want to keep taking damage from this. And I guess we kill a gremlin. We have a new subscriber. Dark Dawson 123. Welcome to the Fishbowl and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Let's crack the map now. And I guess we get in with a crane. Next turn, we're going to try to draw some cards, I think, by sacking our Colossus, most likely. And pass the turn. Is our opponent going to start reanimating things? Yup. Here comes the prized amalgams. Opponent did it at the correct time. Well, we're in our very first match so far, so I guess we don't really have much to say so far. I mean, we won our first game because our opponent was incredibly mana screwed, so that's something. And we could win eventually this game. It's not impossible. Prophetic Prism. We've gotten hit by like a million counters this game, which is not ideal. And we're going to take a bunch of damage here. If they can kill our Colossus, we're kind of close to dead. Alright, they just cast another Stitchwing. Alright, that does it. Well, we know what our opponent's up to now. Beat down for 1 extra damage? I don't think that really is especially helpful. Yeah, I use a lowercase g because it's just a a one card in the sideboard green splash. Board out the combo. Did I get a chance to look at the Maniac Chimes list I set? That sounds familiar. If I had looked at it, though, I likely would have written you back, even if it was just to say, thanks for sending it, I saw it. So, I will have to double check. I mean, if we're bringing in trackers, we're bringing out the combo. So, I'm interested what this transformational package looks like. So I'm assuming it means, are you bringing in like all 4 tireless trackers and the Tezzeret's Touch and just going down like expertises and paradox engines and just going like full on aggro essentially? So not bringing in the tireless trackers? Hey, thank you, Shepard. Oh, you have the improvised demon now? That makes sense. We got to sideboard a bit quicker. Still have a few too many cards here. Do we have to go down all the expertises? We're getting closer. Yeah, I guess the pushes aren't great. Alright, let's try it like that. Our opponent will not be expecting this, that's for sure. Oh boy. I don't think we're gonna try that hand. That's not very aggressive. This is better-ish. Could use some more energy. Alright, that's going to the bottom. Well, Ether Upgoo. If we get these trackers down, it could be super awesome. Oh, I really don't want to spend our energy on a crane, but I think we have to. And there goes Aspire to the bottom. Gabarino, 4 months in a row. Well, thank you for being awesome, Gabarino, and subscribing. Big scoops here for our re-subscriber, Gabarino. Yeah, we have a Caravan, which is good. Opponents started discarding. Well, we get our Caravan down, and next turn we get to start making clues, which is pretty sweet. Getting and even maybe cracking clues. Or you just play another crane. So opponent passes. Yeah, let's just tireless tracker. Inventor's Fair. Get a clue. And let's just crane. Our opponent apparently really wants to get their stuff back. There's a Colossus. Alright. See how many prized amalgams our opponent has. I fixed the link for the mono red deck list. Hope you're able to see it a little bit ago. I can post the link here if you haven't seen it. Sorry for keep asking about it. I saw that you emailed me back with it, but I haven't got a chance to look at it since you fixed the link. Alright, opponent gets a prized amalgam, also advanced stitchwing. Another land for our opponent. Alright, whatever. We take 6. What do we draw? Q Murphy, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Yeah, they probably don't, Tracy King. You're actually right. They probably have all negates and so forth. Does everyone on Commander Clash only work for Goldfish, or do they have other jobs? No. So Richard and I work for Goldfish. Tom and Tomer have other jobs. Gungoer 1980, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. What's up, Richard? What's our opponent got? Do they really leave in creature removal? That would be pretty crazy. It's a Fevered Visions. Draws a card. Ooh, a land is actually pretty good here. We might want to attack with this, actually. But we can't play this tracker. 1, 2, 3. This is actually kind of awkward. I want to attack with this Cultivator's Caravan. 5, we can hit for 8, 9, 10. But that means we can't track her and get a clue. What would I recommend over Brawl's Expertise? I'm not even sure if there's a substitute for it, in all honesty. Alright, there's Cultivator's Caravan. Opponent lets it go. Alright, so Sanctum of Ugin. This is the newly controlled one. Alright. Tireless Tracker. So this works out in the end. We cost ourselves a clue, basically. But we get to attack. So get in for 9, and we're actually win another Colossus. And now we're actually kind of favored, I think, to just be able to win with these trackers and such. Opponent goes attacking. We can potentially play multiple Colossi next turn. We're going to gain a life with Inventor's Fair. I started building Reanimator Legacy deck. You did deck tech on. Only 300 more to spend. Awesome! You're getting very close. Release the Gremlins. That is such a blowout. So blowouty. Well, play Cultivator's Caravan. That was good. Get another swamp, get some more clues. There's a Prophetic Prism. Oh, this is actually really close now. Our opponent's flyers are problematic, but our tireless trackers are going to take over this game. Release the Gremlins has been a super big blowout this match. It's hit us twice, and it's been really good both times. Hey, well, thank you, Woot Witch. I played a name once, I think. Maybe it wasn't my commander, though. I don't remember. Yeah, our opponent could have killed a tracker, though, and we would have just got rid of Gremlin tokens. We get to keep growing our trackers, which makes me want to keep them around. And they only can really get in the air. We could potentially even jump with our Stitch Wing. Oh, they have a deep... Oh, Wretched Griff. Okay. Well, there's a Wretched Griff. Sacking the Stitch Wing. Question's going to be, do they have the ability to Deep Fiend us on our upkeep? That would be pretty bad. Opponent draws. Well, let's sack a clue. Pump our trackers. Wish we could get these Colossuses down. Colossi. Is MTG Goldfish at Gen Con? I don't believe so. Paradox Engine Howling Mine? That sounds pretty spicy. Well, no Deep Fiend is good. Well, play the Ether Hub. Get some more clues. Now let's go to combat. Does our opponent, are they waiting till now to play the Elder Deep Fiend? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So we can make both trackers lethal. They do have it. They don't have it. They pretty clearly have it. They're questioning whether they actually want to use it. There's a Deep Feed. Tapping our creatures. Three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. Not looking good. Am I going to make the ATOG budget deck? Probably at some point. I don't really know when, but... Oh, no! Another Colossus is like the last thing we wanted to draw. Very, very far down at the bottom of our drawing list. And I think that's game. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, no comboing off in that match. We did win our first game, but did not win the second two. Elder Deep Fiend seems like a pretty underrated Magic card. How about 8-Tog in Modern? So, I mean, there might be a way to make 8-Tog work, but we took out our Fatal Pushes. I'm looking to get into Standard. I want a deck that's got some jank while still being good. Any suggestions? You can... I would check out the budget Magic list, I guess. Like, the Panharmonicon one is pretty sweet. As far as being, like, a Tier 1 deck and still level good, it's going to be hard to do that with jank. But there's a few options that are somewhat competitive. How would have casting one Colossus have allowed us to cast the rest of the Colossuses? Because Colossus only triggers off non-creature artifacts. So one Colossus doesn't make the other ones cheaper, unfortunately. That is true. That might be one of the reasons why it isn't uncommon, is to keep it from doing crazy things in Pauper. Have I thought about going to Grand Prix Vegas in June? I've considered it, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's something that'll happen. So what do you think the punt was, D&D Junkie? Looks like we're up against a snake deck of some kind. Well, play our Aether, play a Prophetic Prism. There's Morbid Curiosity. Maybe we'll actually get to draw 11 this time. But playing a Colossus main phase would have tapped us out, and then our opponent just taps our Colossus along with the other creatures, and we still would lose. Well, yeah, I don't know if I'll actually end up going or not. We'll have to see. I guess it's there's some possibility, but I'm not sure if I will actually do that. And I guess we can take a hit for once, for one turn to play map and pass the turn. This puts us up to 5 non-creature artifacts, so if we draw Hedron Archive, that should get us to Colossus next turn, which would be pretty big. No Morbid Curiosity yet. Tireless Tracker. Well, now we can map kill Tireless Tracker. That's also pretty reasonable. Anticipate. Well, play the Spire. Yeah, I think we got to kill Tireless Tracker. So crack map. We will grab a... Jeez, I guess a blue source. And kill Tireless Tracker, so our opponent can't start drawing cards. And we'll just pass for now. Also, so hyped because I won a Gamble playmat from Star City Games YouTube channel. Sweet. Can I make a Displacer deck? Displacer is super awesome. Is the record not showing? We are... Oh, it's below the overlay, I see. We are 0-1. We've made Displacer decks in the past, but it is such a powerful card. I bet we will probably play it again at some point. Another tracker for our opponent. And there's the land. Well, let's see what we draw here off of our Anticipate. No artifacts. I guess we just take Glit Nest. We already have Curiosity and so forth. And a Swamp. I'm kind of tempted to just bounce everything in case there's a Gear Hulk. Bounce, bounce, bounce a Prism. Put the Prism back into play, something along those lines. I think we might have to do that. Play the Island. I think that's what we're going to do here. So, Expertise. Bounce, bounce, and pick up a Prism. And yeah, I think we'll just replay Prism, draw a card. And another Colossus. Well, if we ever get to enough artifacts to Colossus, things will be sweet. We have a new subscriber, 3 months in a row, best streamer on Twitch. Well, thank you, Fearless Joe, and welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. I don't think we want to bounce the Clue. I mean, we could have, but it feels more important to actually advance our board. Corrupted Graphstone. So, Glitness Crane. Come on, Hedron Archive. That would be our best hit. Paradox Engine, Prophetic Prism. Well, we'll take Paradox Engine. That does get us going next turn, I guess. Play Graphstone. Play Swamp. Well, we might be able to combo next turn. Maybe. We're going to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man, this is going to be very interesting. The pinch is on mana. We only have a Graphstone, which is kind of a problem. There's a Winding Constrictor for our opponent. And what, Rishkar? Grasp of Darkness. Well, we need a good turn this turn. Cracks the clue. Alright. Well, this is it. This is it. We need to really go off this turn. The question's going to be, do we have enough mana? Inventor's Fair. Inventor's Fair, play it, 1, 2, 3, 4, crack it. I guess we could get it. Oh, we can't. No, play Inventor's Fair. Play Paradox Engine. I mean, we're going to get to draw a ton of cards, which might be enough. So, play Paradox Engine. Tap our Graphstone. I guess we don't have to tap land yet, but play a Colossus. Untaps everything. We're going to sack our Sanctum. Get another Colossus. So Colossus 1. Then we can tap our Graphstone, play Colossus. Untaps everything. And then I guess we just Morbid Curiosity here. Sack our Colossus. Untap everything. Draw about 1 million cards. Oh, come on. Oh, we're just so pinched on mana. We can't play our Reservoir. We do have Colossus. We do have a Colossus that generates a mana. So tap this. I think we might be able to get there. All right, so tap, play a Colossus, untap. Then we can play a Hedron Archive. Untaps. Tap everything. Yeah, I think we need blue. So play Renegade Map. Untaps everything. Play a... Actually, let's just add black and Fatal Push. The Tireless Tracker. Untaps everything. I think we're doing it. Now we have enough mana that we can Brawl's Expertise and have mana left over. So now we can Expertise, cast it, pick up Colossus, and a Prophetic Prism. Yeah, I think we got there. Untaps everything. We get to put our Reservoir into play. Tap our stuff in between. All right, I think we got there. Whoo! All right, and our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. That is exactly what we're trying to do. Oh, nice. Yeah, we can use the prisms to turn our colorless mana into non-colorless mana. Oh, yes. Very nice. That was super sweet. That was that was pretty awesome. It seems like this deck could have a reasonable matchup against green-black. Yeah, Very, very sweet deck. DZYL. Very sweet. I feel like I need the bell. Yeah, I need the ding. Speaking of sweet decks, I'm still super hyped for the Budget Magic one coming out. If you like this, you'll definitely like that one as well. It is a Paradox Engine deck, but it's very, very different than this one, and oh man, it is pretty spicy. Would Inspiring Statuary help the deck? So, the thing with Inspiring Statuary that I realized when I was building a deck similar to this is that we don't have that many spells it actually helps cast. Like, it can reduce Anticipate or Crane by 1 mana. It's good with Expertise. Morbid Curiosity, not really. Fatal Push, not at all. So it's actually a lot worse than it looks because we have so many artifacts that it doesn't help. Yeah, drawing 11. Confirm good. You probably could play Prowess with something similar. I think you'd want to change some things around, but I think that you could essentially play the same idea, but with a Prowess theme. Yeah. I think we're just going to bring in the Fatal Push. See how our opponent sideboards. If they obviously took out all their removal, then maybe game 3 we will transform. Well, I didn't actually build this one. Blue is my favorite color, for sure. I'm assuming you're talking Magic-wise, but definitely blue. Graphstone was better than it looked there. Yeah, Paradox Engine is really good. So the problem with Yahani's Expertise is the green-black deck gets so out of control with counters that it's actually not that good at killing stuff. Have I ever tried anything with Gear Seeker Serpent? Outside of Limited, no. Do I care about Pokemon Go? Not really. I have never played Pokemon Go. Just not my thing. I think I know some people that play it. Like, my little niece plays it and she likes it, but I don't know. I don't know Pokemon or the characters of Pokemon, so it doesn't especially appeal to me because of that. Now, Renegade Matt pestered. Man, I do love Whir of Invention. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Whir of Invention, but I don't know. I'm playing the build straight out of the box, so I didn't actually build this one. I'm assuming that it's probably correct without it. My only question is the Marvel. It's so nice to be able to get a Marvel, but when I built a somewhat similar deck, the mono blue one, I definitely had Whir of Invention. Why on the site blue-red control is titled Grixis when it has literally 0 black cards? I do not have a good answer for that. We're going to take the hit here. If our opponent plays a Tireless Tracker, I will crack map and kill that. If they play another Advocate, then I think we will just Anticipate. Well, I guess we take Morbid Curiosity. They could be good eventually. Another Fatal Push. Well, play this. Play Cultivator's Caravan. We are probably going to have to start killing Sylvan Advocates past the turn. I am 24 in 2 minutes. Well, congratulations. Brawl's Expertise Boom Bust does sound pretty sweet. Alright, we'll take one more hit. Down to 14. We are going to Fatal Push something here. I don't especially care what. It'll be Sylvan Advocate if they don't play anything else. Don't I want to be the best, the very best there ever was? Sure? I guess. Well, there goes our Morbid Curiosity. Potent, I wanted to draw 11 with that. Important question. I want to get into standard, but upgrade one of my EDH decks, but also make a 30 EDH deck. Help me. Oh, geez. Well, I guess it's just about prioritizing. Man, if only we had to start your engines. Oh, we're a start your engines away from doing some serious damage with this hand. Hey, you're welcome, Thaddeus. Well, congratulations, Meeby Bite. Alright, let's just kill this thing. We're probably gonna get... Well, you can't just keep taking damage from it. Now our opponent probably plays something sweet. Ballista's not that good. Come on, something... Ooh. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Alright, that works. So, Colossus. Sack the Sanctum. Get a Colossus. And then I guess we just beat down with a Cultivator's Caravan. And hope nothing goes horribly wrong. Opponent takes it. Alright, well, we're kind of doing it. What deck would you recommend for someone who just started playing Modern? I really want to make Ceramos, but I don't know any advice. Ceramos is awesome. Definitely should practice it a bit, because it is unique. But Ceramos is good. If you enjoy that style of deck, it's a good example of like a really fast combo deck. But there's a lot of options. It depends on your playstyle. Oscar Minilov, thanks for being awesome content and always keeping Magic fun, even when you're losing playing unexpected results. Well, thank you for your subscription and the kind words. Big scoops cheer for our re-subscriber. Delver is fun. I don't think Ceramos is particularly close to getting banned yet. Not that it couldn't happen, but... Man, we are so close to winning here. I kind of just want to bounce everything and attack for 10. That seems like a good way of winning this game, right? I wish we could play the Colossus first, but we can't. I don't think they're going to ban Grape Shot. I think that Mox Opal could get banned eventually. We have a new subscriber, Mitanajid. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. We don't even have anything to really bounce for value, unfortunately. Well, this is awkward, but sure, whatever. Bounce everything. I mean, I think Mox Opal could get banned just on principle. Not so much because of Ceramos in specific, but just, like, Wizards doesn't like fast mana type decks. That's not something they support. Like, I don't hope it gets banned, but I could imagine it getting banned because we've seen Moxen in the past get banned, other fast mana ritual type cards, so... okay. And then we will attack with the Metalwork Colossus. And that puts our opponent to 5, which means even our Cultivator's Caravans are lethal now. So we have a Colossus that can attack, and we also can Colossus crew a Caravan and attack. So pretty good chance that our opponent's dead next turn. It's very possible that it could be reprinted in Modern Masters 17. Do I think there will be a standard banning anytime soon? I expect that if the next tournament or two stays how things are, that yes, we will end up seeing a standard banning in, what, like 3 weeks now? Something like that, at the next opportunity. So Colossus, crew a Caravan with our Colossus. Go beatdowns. So our opponent can live here, but I think they're fighting a losing battle. I have a hard time imagining they can get out of this double, triple abyss setup we have going on. Like, Gear Hulk doesn't do it. They're basically locked into either drawing removal, which actually isn't that easy against Colossus, or just double blocking every turn. In my opinion, people just freaked out and yelled for bans only because of Emrakul Looter Scooter ban. Yeah, I mean, I think, and our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Well, we're on to 1-1 in our league. So I think that that's true. I think there's a, in the past, my expectation has been Wizards just doesn't ban things in Standard. That just doesn't happen. So if you ask me if there was going to be a ban in Standard, I would almost always just say no. Like, it takes an extreme situation to have a Standard banning. That's always been my belief. But with this new banning, I think it really changes, and I think the expectation is now that Wizards is more free or more willing to ban cards in Standard than they were in the past. So I expect bans based on that. I think Wizards is like, oh, okay, it's okay for us to ban cards in Standard now, so we might as well take advantage of our newfound power and actually ban some cards. So my bet would be, I really think that the Felidar Guardian combo is still going to get banned. The argument isn't that it's just too good, but I think it does push other things out of the format. So I could imagine it being banned because of that. And then I think if Wizards feels like they're going to ban something from one of the big decks, almost like last time, they're going to feel like they have to hit the other two decks as well. So, I don't know, Gideon, Heart of Kirin, Scrap Heap Scrounger, all possibilities from Mardu. Green-black, it could be the Snake deck, it could be Snake itself, I guess. I don't know. Gear Hulk? And it seems ridiculous to even be saying that, because they're just like, most of those cards don't sound ban-worthy in and of themselves. Like, the most bannable of the bunch out of all those is probably Felidar Guardian, just based on the precedent of Splinter Twin. But, and Gideon has been pretty good for a pretty long time. I was actually having a conversation with someone today about Planeswalkers, and I think that I was arguing that Gideon Ally of Zendikar is actually better than Gideon Jura. So, I don't know if that's true or not, but it's an interesting debate, and I think that it's at least a real conversation, that it might be Gideon Ally of Zendikar might just be the best Gideon that's ever been printed. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that's an argument for not banning the Titans. They also, I mean, the format's different. I'm actually planning on doing, the article I'm working on for this weekend, if I can get it done, is about Standard, and the question, like, is Standard actually bad? Is there fewer decks than normal? Like, is something actually happening, or are we just kind of short-sighted? We're in this biased view tainted by bannings and the proliferation of the internet and Magic media that's analyzing this stuff more. So I want to go back over Standards from, like, the Mythic era, basically, from like Shards of Alara up to present, and look at the tournaments and see if this format is really representative of, is this normal? Like, the amount of decks that are top 8ing, the 3-deck format or whatever people talk about, is this just how Magic has always been, or and we're overreacting now, or is this a relatively new thing based on whatever, design choices, pushing story cards or mythics or whatever, any number of different things you could look at. So yeah, I read Sigris' article, and he definitely thinks the same thing about the Saheeli combo, and I think he's very right. I think it is true. It's not that it's just flat out too powerful, but it does restrict. That is very true, Quinn. Yeah, we definitely have a short-sighted view, and it's easy to do. Like, you got to remember how many Magic players are new to the game. I even tend to forget this, and I'm not an old timer in the sense of like, oh, I had my alpha cards and back in the day. Like, I started in the mid 2000s, so I'm not even like the oldest of old timers. But it's easy to forget the kind of the historical aspects of that stuff. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know. I've just started researching it, so I don't actually have an answer to that question yet. But I want to answer it for myself because I am actually really curious if this is different or we just think it's worse than it ever has been. Like you know like my grandmother or something. Like back in my day, my neighbors were so nice and we left our doors unlocked and those kind of things. Like, is that what we're doing as Magic players? Like, back in my day of the original Ravnica, we had so many decks we could play. So, is that what we're turning into? These weird old Magic people that just think the time that we first started playing is better than any other time period? Attune with Ether for our opponent. Yeah, exactly. Get off of my playmat. Oh. Alright. Well, hopefully we get to start casting Cultivators Caravans. That would be good. There's a forest for our opponent. And another Attune with Ether. I just started playing MTG recently. I have a version of 5-color Panharmonicon deck. What deck should I play? That deck's a ton of fun, so I vote for that. Morbid Curiosity. Well, we really just want to land. Hedron Archive is so great, but I think we got to take Prism because we actually need to hit our land drops to play these caravans. Why do I think the current Gideon is better than Cawblade Gideon? Well, I think it sees more play, for one thing. That's my first argument, is it sees more play in Modern, and it sees more play in Standard as well, I believe. Like, original Gideon, it did definitely see play, but it was, like, often a 2 of, and it was good partly because of Jason stuff. The current Gideon Ally of Zendikar, is almost always a 4 of. It sees more play in Modern, and it might just be a subjectively more powerful card, as odd as that might sound. Cultivator's Caravan. Would love for this to resolve, since we gave up the chance to anticipate to cast it. I am not sure what our opponent's doing. I'm guessing this is a Marvel deck without the Marvel, but I don't know for sure. How do you interrupt the Ramos deck effectively? Do you have to main deck Chalice of the Void? Chalice is awesome against it, but discard, leaving up removal on turn 2 or turn 3 to deal with the Sram or the Pure Steel. There are ways of beating it. Stony Silence is very good against some builds because it shuts down the Mox Opals. So I think it is beatable. I think people in decks just need to adjust to be able to beat it, but I think it is beatable. Well, let's play a Cultivator's Caravan. If our opponent does not have counters, we can just start tightening off here. Sanctum of Ugin. Cultivator's Caravan. Well, let's cast a Colossus. I mean, we might just win by casting a million Colossi. Colossus number 1. Opponent's going to counter it. Alright, Void Shatters. Well, Colossus 2. Colossus 3. Colossus is still pretty good. I think Sram just needs 1 mana answers, 1 mana on the play. Chalice just gets bounced by repeal in the long run if they go off. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it kind of keeps them from going off, though. I think the lack of knowledge about competitive scenes makes Standard seem more diverse to new players. They would look at sites at Goldfist, VSEG, see what decks catch their eye. That is very true, Jay Zoller, and I actually made this realization while we were doing the podcast is I did not enjoy watching the Standard GP last week. Like, it wasn't interesting for me to watch. So in that sense, it was really disappointing. On the other hand, I'm having so much fun brewing in this format. Like, it's a great format to be brewing in. There's so many different cool things that you can do in the format. It's just, in that sense, it is super awesome. So it's a really odd dynamic, I guess, in that sense. Yeah, I mean, we're going to draw cards. This is very possibly incorrect or going to get countered, but if we get a chance to draw 11, we got to do it, right? You going to negate it? We might even lose because of this, but I'm still okay with that. It is negated. Well, let's anticipate. Get a puzzle's not. Pass the turn. Despite the format not being diverse, I typically play fringe tier 1.52 decks. Keeps me very interested. Yeah, exactly. I definitely agree. You hate control so much, Jay Zoller. It's almost amazing to me how much you hate control. I've never seen anyone hate control decks as much as you do. What is our opponent playing? This is game 1. I'm so confused. This is game 1, right? And they're just main decking Natural Obsolescence? Sure, I guess. Huh. Alright, there's a glimmer of genius. I'm still a little mad that Jace wouldn't go to the moon in Eldritch Moon. I thought Space Jace would have been a great storyline. That would have been interesting. What is our opponent doing? Rogue Refiner. Is this a Saheeli deck? Well, I think we get to win here. Most likely. So, sack our Inventor's Fair. Tutor up. We're just going to Colossus. I think that's our easiest way to win. Get Colossus. Play a Sanctum. Play Colossus. What Sanctum is this? That one? Alright, we'll tap this one. Now we'll sack the Sanctum. Get the Colossus. Play another Colossus. No sacking. And then just... No. Deck. We have a new subscriber, Falterfire. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops cheer for our new subscriber. How do I convince my mom to let me shub? She says I need to get outside more. MTG Goldfish, the outside scares me. Well, listen to your mom. If your mom won't let you sub, don't even worry about it. It's a thought that counts in this scenario. Baral's expertise, do some bouncing of our stuff. And this should finish the game. If our opponent negates this, then we win. If they don't negate it, then we win. So that's a good place to be. Yeah, our opponent probably is metagaming hard for Mardu. This is like rug control? It could still also be a Teamer Aetherworks deck that just didn't draw the Aetherworks. Against the odd, Tomer plays Storm. Will he win before timing out, or I play 24-hour Infect Stream, see if I keep my sanity? No, I would not keep my sanity. I'm pretty sure of that. Historically speaking, the time when you have the most variance is when card power level is very low, which, funny enough, is when Magic players tend to hate because the format... hate on the format because one or two cards tend to run over everything else. So the thing is, I think that we're seeing that now, though. Like, I mean, cards always rise to the top, and there will always be best cards, but in just like the last couple years, we've seen some cards that are just so pushed that it's arguable that it's wrong not to play them. Like, we saw that with Avacyn and Gideon in the dominant decks this past spring. Emrakul would be on that list. It's cards that are just like pushed so hard that there's no other option, I don't think. Maybe this is a Shota deck. That's definitely possible. I haven't seen anything about it. What's our sideboard? We basically have a creature package. I'm not sure we're going to bring it in here, though, because I don't know what our opponent thinks about our deck. Like, our draw was so creature heavy that I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure our opponent is going to bring out their removal. And even if they do, they're going to have to keep in their towers. So I think we might just run it basically the same, but bring in our own counters to help fight against it. We have more rebukes than we're supposed to have. Moto, what are you doing? You see this, right? I'm not going crazy. That's 3 metallic rebukes. And now there's 2? Moto. Moto! Oh, what are you doing to me, Moto? Alright, let's try it like this. Emrakul side, Avacyn is still legal now, but people do not play her, so Avacyn is not that good, apparently. I mean, formats are relative based on the format, so the fact that Avacyn isn't good right now doesn't mean that she wasn't absurdly good for a long period of time 6 months or a year ago. And she was like so good. But she doesn't match up as well with the format as she did back then. Well, we can't keep the Zero Lander. Ugh. This hand is also pretty questionable. Here's a real question. Grixis control or Sultai mid-range? I'd probably play Sultai Delirium control. I know that's not an option, but it's similar. Well, okay, there's an Ether Hub. So we might be alright. We need to, if we get our lands for the Caravans, which has a nice ring to it. Very true, Quinn. Definitely. It's very format dependent and as far as how good a card is. I mean, you can envision formats where just about any great card in Magic's history would actually not be very good. And envision other formats where cards that maybe were supposed to be good, but never really got there, would have been good. And I think that's one of the... Someone actually tweeted earlier this week something about misevaluating spoilers and stuff. And while there are just misses of spoilers, I think a big percentage of misevaluations during spoiler season, I think are almost 100% because of that. Like, a card gets spoiled the very first day of spoiler season, and we're like judging the power level of that card in a vacuum, or based on where it fits in a old format that won't be the same format when standard comes. And then as we get more spoilers and actually see like the entire picture, cards get better or cards get worse based on that. I would counter argue that Avacyn can block Heart of Kiran all day long. Wait, no, it can't though, right? I mean, I think Sierra Angel is I think that's underselling Avacyn just a smidge. Playing Google cards, a variation of self-driving cards deck at FNM. It plays Dreadnought, Siege Mod, Peace Walker, but also Sky Sovereigns, Hearts, Toolcrafts, Nerd Apes. Seems interesting. Not sure how good it's going to hold up against my dude standard Dredge deck. So good. Well, that sounds really sweet. That sounds like a sweet build of the deck. I mean, the greatest... Yeah, maybe the greatest example of that is Implement of Combustion. Implement of Combustion is gotta be one of the worst cards that sees main deck play in standard decks in a long time. Like, that card is just bad, but it happens to be so good against the Saheeli combo that it's actually apparently worth main decking in your decks. Alright, come on, let's resolve a Cultivator's Caravan. Please, opponent, let this go. Probably got to worry about Release the Gremlins now, too, which is kind of a blowout. Do I ever listen to the mini-bosses? I don't even know who mini-bosses are. Alright, there's a Void Chatter. Well, let's get in with our Glint Nest. There are no destroy artifacts in blue or black in standard right now. You get like bounce spells in blue, you get hand disruption spells in black, but there's nothing that just straight up kills an artifact in those colors. And actually that's fairly true over the history of Magic. There's a couple of weird old exceptions in black, or one maybe, but in general, those colors don't deal with artifacts once they're on the battlefield. Oh, this is... I saw this deck before. I believe this is a Marvel deck, actually. Ugh, with so many natural obsolescence. Because I play blue-black control, splashing white for decommissions now. Yeah, artifact removal is pretty solid at the moment. Anguish Unmaking can do it though because it's white, and white's allowed to. So you get like some unconditional black-white spells. Or like Abrupt Decay can kill an artifact, but you have green in it. So as long as it has another color with it that can deal with artifacts, then it's okay. Best tribe, slivers, bears, or elephants? Well, as far as competitive, definitely slivers. As far as sweetest tribe, probably elephants. Are we out of counters yet, opponent? Looks like. The Shielded Ether Thief does not look very good. If they have another natural obsolescence. Any comment on the Desolator Alpha Investments MTG HQ drama? I'm actually not even sure what that's referring to, so I guess I can't really comment on it. Like, I know who all those people are, but I don't really know anything about any specific dramas, so. How much is this deck online? It's not that expensive. If you do the deck command, it should say. I think it's 100 in some ticks. No, not even. 63 ticks on Magic Online. Mostly, the Tireless trackers are like 20 ticks, and Fatal Push, the 4 copies, are like 12 ticks. Oh my lord. This deck, what is happening to us? Confiscation Coup, Natural Obsolescence. I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. Now we don't even have anywhere near the blue mana we need for Brawl's expertise, which would be awesome. This is making me very sad. I do not know what's happening. Teamer Energy Control. Alright, thank you. Maybe I will be slightly less confused now. We need Tempest Block reprinted instead of Amonkhet. That would be interesting. Wastelands, Capsizes. There's a lot of crazy cards back then. There is a Natural Obsolescence in the main deck, so this is that deck. They shouldn't have that many counters, but we keep getting hit by them. The problem is they're at Torrential Gearhulk territory now, and then some, since they have our Hedron Archive. Pre-Combat Glimmer. Okay. All I want to do is cast this Brawl's expertise and get our stuff back. Yeah, there's a new Paradox Engine deck coming out next week for Budget Magic. Super excited about it. Okay, this is the Shota deck. Alright, opponent gets in. Hopefully there's no counter. There probably will be. Oh, tapping out? Nope. They don't have that many counters. Gets an island. 2 negates. Oh, that lets them draw a card. 2 negates. 3 void shatters. 2 more negates in the sideboard and a ceremonious rejection. Well, I mean, we gotta go for this. Oh man, it's not even that good. Bounce, bounce, and I guess that's it. I don't really want to bounce any of these things. I guess we can bounce that. You got another counter about it? Looks like the answer is yes. Oh, Void Shatter number 2. Oh, that confiscation goo. Not feeling good about this one. I could definitely imagine it getting banned. I built Paradox Engine deck and took it to Game Boy. Got destroyed. I was bummed hard. Thought it would be fun. Combo only fired 1 round in 5 games. Jeez. I wonder what your matchups were. This song is Let Your Nose Droop Down by Weisiger. You gotta be kidding. Oh my goodness. On a scale of 1 to 10, this has been one of the rougher matches I've played in a long time. Our opponent just has so much artifact removal. Like a really, really crazy amount. Oh yeah, why don't you sack our Hedron Archive? Oh, that you got with your confiscation goo that no one plays and play another Ether Thief. Oh, sure. Opponent plays a land. I don't even know why our opponent has shielded Ether Thief in our deck. Seems like a super bad card post sideboard, but another Rogue Refiner. Yep. Huh, this is not oh, that's from the sideboard. Alright, so this is the deck. They sided in Whirler Virtuoso? Alright, I mean, we're not going to win from here. Interesting. They must have, I wonder if they took out the towers. We have not seen a tower in any of these games. Where do I submit ideas for Against the Odds decks? So you can email me if you want, saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com, or at Twitter, saffronolive. So those are the 2 easiest places to send me deck lists and such. What's up, Drake and Vulture? Actually won against the Healy combo going 2-1. Nice. I think that was about Paradox Engine. Do I think that Amonkhet will have Creature Masterpiece series? Well, thank you, Floyd Claypool. I actually don't know. I think at some point we're going to start seeing non-themed series of things. Non-themed masterpieces. I would not be surprised to see that happen at some point. Alright, I think we're switching this up and going on the aggro plan. I think this is our smartest play here. Like, just bring in our counters, bring in all our Tezzeret's touches, Why does it keep doubling this? Oh, Magic Online. Alright. Yeah, I think this is what we got to do, because they have so much artifact removal that the idea that we're going to just get a Paradox Engine, sit out on the battlefield, seems kind of foolish. So we're going beatdowns. I think like a couple of weeks before Amonkhet, maybe 3 weeks before Amonkhet. So I think we're a little bit away. We gotta get Modern Masters first. What do we like to play first? I think so. Oh man. 2 Tezzeret touch, but 0 lands. Really, opponent? Disconnected. Alright. We haven't... I think Modern Masters spoilers should start in 2 weeks. Our opponent just disconnected, so we're gotta wait for a minute. So since we haven't run a ad yet, I'm going to run an ad real quick. Be right back. Alright, we're back. And perfect timing, our opponent is also back, so we actually get to play some Magic. And I think we keep this hand. It's not great, but it draws us cards and builds towards Colossus. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think if you are a Prime person, you don't get ads. Prime is ad-free. Some people have ad block. And if you're a sub, you definitely are ad-free. This song is Leno, L-L-E-N-O, De La Vida. So 4 words all together, and it's by Weisiger. Alright, so we'll keep this. Tireless Tracker. Yeah, I think we actually want to keep Tracker. Hopefully with our card draw, we can get the lands we need. Alright, thank you, GCI Gargod. Do I think Atraxa Energy is a viable commander deck? Jeez. I mean, commander viability is actually pretty... the bar is pretty low, I think. So I would say that yes, it's viable. Is it going to win tournaments like that level of viable? Probably not, but I think it's playable. Oh my god. This is... oh man, this matchup is making me want to cry. That's getting a little absurd. How many of those can they have? One ceremonious rejection. I still need to update the calendar at some point. Alright, let's try this again. Prophetic Prism, or Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. We will play an Ether Hub. Pass the turn. So next turn we get to Tireless Tracker. Hopefully it resolves. Immediately get a clue. And our opponent can't be playing that much real removal. Like, that just can't be a thing that's happening. Forest. Alright, Whirler Virtuoso, sure. So, Tireless Tracker. Play Sanctum of Ugin, get a clue. And pass the turn. I don't know about this Whirler Virtuoso. That's going to start making Thopters, which are kind of obnoxious. Playing against control cards are one thing, but this deck is just so random. Like, I feel like I don't mind playing against control decks when I kind of know what's going on, but I feel like I've got sort of the equivalent of getting mana tithed. Like, you just don't expect it, or rune boggled. For some reason, it's way more frustrating when it's cards that you are not expecting to see. Alright, so let's Prophetic Prism. Ideally, this will draw us a land, I think. What's my favorite MTG card? We have a new subscriber, Squarg, 4 months in a row. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. It says, thanks for the great content. Well, thank you for the subscription. Definitely appreciate it. Land? Expertise, which is very unlandy. Alright, let's pass the turn. We can't really do anything else. Metallic Rebuke is nice. That could end up being helpful at some point. Opponent makes another Thopter. So I don't think we're actually going to block here. I'm basically just hoping that leaving back Tireless Tracker keeps our opponent from attacking with Whirler Virtuoso. And it works. Another Whirler Virtuoso. Well, let's counter it, or try to. Do they have a negate? Alright, that works. Another Prism. Man, I wish we were drawing lands. Well, play Prism. Draw a card. Play Corrupted Graftstone. Pass the turn. We have a new subscriber, Ruckus11, 4 months in a row. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Do I think Red Black Vampires can be competitive? Recent played mine at Game Day, got 6 out of 34th. 34 people. I think it can be fairly competitive. I mean, as far as competing with, like, literal Tier 1 decks, still a challenge. But I think it can be, like, reasonably competitive. Opponent passes. How much does this cost? 3? Well, let's just play a Tireless Tracker. And then crack a clue. See if we can hit a land here. I think our opponent did take out most of their removal. There's a land. Spire of Industry. And pass the turn. So we're getting close to a couple of good things. We don't really have a combo, but we're getting close to hopefully bouncing our opponent's stuff with Baral's expertise. Are they going to run a Gear Hulk out here for no value? Looks like the answer is yes. Aye, and we can't block it with Tracker. That is a lot of damage we're taking. Okay. Tap land. Opponent goes attacking. We're all the way down to 5. That is a low life total. Cultivator's Caravan. We really need this to resolve. Very, very much so. Caravan. Alright. Free Colossus. Now we might be good. Sack Sanctum, get a Colossus. Come on, no counters. No counters. Oh, another Gear Hulk. All right. Wow, this is going to be so close. We have a new subscriber, Johnny Echo. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for our new subscriber. Do I think Old Panharmonic deck without Reflector Mage and additional of Fairgrounds Warden is worth a shot? Yeah, you can give it a try. The only problem is it's so painful once the opponent kills it. But yes, I think it's worth giving a shot. Alright, pass the turd. Oh my lord. This is going to be super close. Can we resolve Baral's expertise is the question. Also, does our opponent have some weird thing that does 3 damage to us? If our opponent taps down, Baral's expertise can just win us the game. Down to 3. Well, let's crack our clue. Caravan. Swamp. Oh, I wish we had drawn a counter. Play a land. Get a clue. What's my favorite deck I've made? Probably the free win red deck in Modern still. Man, this is so interesting. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1 Metallic Rebuke in our deck, and we won't have enough mana for negate. Oh dear. Yeah, the self-driving vehicle deck was super sweet. Well, I mean, if we can bounce our stuff, things are lethal. Well, let's just try to bounce their stuff. Oh, man. Right, they can replay a Gear Hulk. I mean, the bigger problem are these Thopters. The Thopters are the things that can just kill us. We can play 2 more Gear Hulks. Potentially. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Play Cultivator's Caravan. See if this gets a reaction. That resolves. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If we sack 3 artifacts, what are we sacking though? 1, 2, 3. We go to 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'd have to sack a Colossus? I guess that's fine. Oh, I really don't know what to do here. I think we got to try it this way. See if our opponent has a counter. I think this is fine. I mean, we got to see if our opponent has a counter, but I think this is the right line. They don't have any instants for their Gear Hulk, so they just have to play a Gear Hulk to chump block a Colossus, so we are killing a Gear Hulk by doing this if they don't have a counter. And then we just sack a 3 artifact, so a Colossus, our Clue, and a Prism. Get back Colossus, cast Colossus, and our opponent had a counter anyway. Okay, opponent has a counter. One, two, three, four, five. So attack with our 2 Colossuses. Oh boy, this ended up being super close. Double blocks a Colossus. Okay. Kill a Gear Hulk. Because Tireless Striker is actually pretty good. I think Colossuses and Colossi are both theoretically correct. Alright, so we kill a Gear Hulk. Now we sack our Clue and a Prism. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Clue and Prism actually draws us a card. Oh, never mind. Just bumps up our tracker. Just kidding. Cast Colossus. Sack Sanctum. Get a Colossus. Cast a Colossus. And there you go. Can you kill a Sistered opponent? What do you got? They can put us to 1 with their Thopters. If they have some sort of weird bird spell, that would get us. And that does it! Whoo! It worked even through the counter spell. We move up to 2-1 with this crazy combo deck. Alright, so this deck is actually sort of kind of working. The transformational sideboard plan. We really saw the power of the transformational sideboard plan there. That was exactly what we were going for. Alright, so we are on to round 3. Or round 4, rather. Just kidding. Oh, I've been running a green-blue Revolt deck I'm tinkering with. Pretty fun, really gets quick starts sometime. That sounds pretty sweet. We played a 4-color Revolt deck, and that was not ideal. What did we lose to round 1? The Zombie Fevered Visions deck. Alright, we get to play first. Okay. This hand is awkward, but I think it's worth trying. We ramp into our cultivators' caravans, and then just kind of go to town. Swamp and goo. Yes, every Tuesday and Thursday are the streams. Tuesday, 7 Eastern. Thursdays, 6 also Eastern. Pestern. What are we up against now? Another control deck? A Saheeli deck? We might actually get a treasure chest to crack open tonight. It's possible. It's possible we get a treasure chest. We're 2-1. We got to win one of these two to get a treasure chest. And if we win 2, we get multiple treasure chests. Oh, goodness. Oh, boy. I think our opponent might be playing a deck similar to ours. Man, we're actually kind of close to doing stuff with Paradox Engine. Opponent gets in with Baral. Maybe this is just a super counterspell heavy deck. That would be miserable. It is pretty cold in upstate New York right about now. Opponent passes. We draw another swamp. So many swamps. Yeah, let's just play a caravan. Not sure what our opponent's doing. Pass the turn. Well, they didn't counter that. That's a good sign. You think that they would just counter anything if that's what their plan is? Oh, one-man anticipate. Oh, boy. Love videos, Saffron. Usually can just watch them later, not the stream, but finally able to stream tonight. Well, welcome to the stream, the Hyperduck. I live in the middle of nowhere, kind of between Syracuse and Rochester and Ithaca, the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. Another land for our opponent. Gets in with Brawl. And passes. Well, play a swamp. Yeah, let's play Paradox Engine, see what happens. If they're going to counter something, you almost always counter Paradox Engine. If they don't counter Paradox Engine, then I just have no idea what our opponent's up to. No clue. Okay. Well, I am officially confused as to what's happening. Alright, Glimmer of Genius, sure. Ever been to Jupiter Games? Not recently, but a long time ago, yep. Opponent goes attacking. No, I don't live in Canandaigua. I know where Canandaigua is. That's like an hour from where I am. Ooh, opponent tapped down. Jeez. I guess I could have a negate, but we might maybe be able to just combo here. Can we just combo off-ish? Ether Hub. Well, step 1, play a Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. Untaps our lands. We draw a card. Prism is pretty good. Next up, we play a Prism. Untaps our stuff. Draws us a card. Graphstone is actually a really good draw here. Well, it will be. Graphstone untaps our stuff. Grafstone comes down. Now we play Ether Hub, get an energy. We might be able to piece this together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So Baral's expertise. And we will pick up Prism, Puzzle Knot, and bounce Baral. Untap our stuff. Oh man, we might be able to actually do this from here. Does this resolve? Yes! Alright. Then we get to play a Puzzle Knot. In response, tap all of our stuff for mana. Untaps. Our opponent's just tapping out. We draw a card. We have a new subscriber. It is D-Slap. Card text, discard 2 non-land cards with the same name. Oh, that's what's it called? The Sphinx. Well, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops here for our resubscriber, 3 months in a row. Thanks, D-Slap. And welcome to the stream, Tinnaman. All right, let's continue to combo off here. So tap all of our stuff for mana. Play Prophetic Prism. And now we get to do that again. Maybe I should have played Grafstone first, actually, but I don't think it's going to matter. Ooh, that was a good one. 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, we'll just play Grafstone. So tap everything, play Grafstone. Untaps all of our stuff. Gives us even more mana. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Play Hedron Archive. Untaps our stuff. Also gives us a way to draw cards if we need to. Tap all of our stuff. We just gotta not fizzle with the drawing. That's our main concern here. Now we get to bounce everything, which will be Puzzle Knot, Prism, and I don't even know. I guess just the Night token? Pick up our stuff, untap our stuff, replay the Puzzle Knot, tap all of our stuff in between, untaps. We have 10 mana floating. We draw a card. It's a Glintnest Crane. That's not horrible. So tap our stuff. We'll start floating a bit of black mana just in case. And play Prism. We gotta find our Reservoir or more card draw. Oh, Morbid Curiosity. Now we just gotta find a Colossus, and we got the huge combo here on turn 6. We're so close. So Crane, once we get a Colossus, we get to draw 11, and then fizzling should not happen. And there's a Metalwork Colossus. We did it, boys and girls. Play the Colossus, tap all of our stuff, it responds. Now fizzling should definitely not happen. Oh man, this deck is so sweet when it goes off. Morbid Curiosity. We will sack a Metalwork Colossus, tap all of our stuff, of course, in between. Oh, yes. Draws us 11. And we did not find a way to finish the game, though, so tap all of our stuff. Now we just need to find our Reservoir, play Hedron Archive. Mana is almost not relevant now. We have all the mana we could ever possibly use in, like, many games of Magic. Keep tapping. Tap all our stuff. I think we just Glintnest Crane. See if we can find the Reservoir and actually just close this game out. Prophetic Prism, I guess, draws us a card, so we will take that. Tap all of our stuff. We can always bounce all of our stuff back to our hand as well, so we can keep going with it. So tap our stuff, play Prophetic Prism. About 40 mana floating at the moment. Draws us a card. There's a Reservoir. All right. Well, this is gonna work, boys and girls. Tap all of our stuff, play the Reservoir. And then we'll just Anticipate. In response, we will Fatal Push a Glitness Crane. In response, we will Fatal Push a Glitness Crane. And this might just get us to 50 right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, we could keep going, but that would be kind of mean. Another Fatal Push, sure. And we could also kill Gideon and then keep going. Is that too harsh? I kind of want to. Send a message. Sorry, opponent. The chat made me do it. It's Chase Allers' fault. It wasn't my idea. I swear to God, it wasn't my idea. I promise. Now we'll just kill you nicely. Oh, the thing is, that kind of gives our opponent our like bulletin board material. So now they're probably gonna try extra hard in game 2 and 3. Oh, I can't resist when the opportunity presents itself. I did that to Mrs. Mulligan too when we were doing the Frontier stream, and I felt so bad immediately that I apologized to her, and she was so nice about it. Mrs. Mulligan's just like such a nice, happy person. She's like, "Oh no, that's okay." Oh God. All right, message sent. Game 1, combo super sweet. We're actually gonna win. Oh man, do we board out the combo now? Our opponent brings in. All right, let's let's do it for the trolls. Okay. They're probably gonna bring in a ton of counters, so we'll just take out the combo. So combo going out. We can always bring the combo back in for game 3 if we really want to. And I think we're just going to bring in the Metallic Rebukes. Something like that. Oh, this deck is actually pretty awesome. So now we can see if we can just win the beatdown game. Oh, did I forget to take out Engine? Oops. Well, we can put Tezzeret's Touch on it. That's kind of a combo. I thought I was supposed to have more slots, so that makes sense. I knew I forgot something. What's up, Zach? Horrific. The Hyperduck video inspired me to play a game day with indomitable creativity. Actually ran 3 Red Gear Hulks and Saheeli combos only creatures. Ended up 3rd place. Sweet. I wish we didn't have Paradox Engine, but okay. Other than Paradox Engine, this hand's kind of alright. It just doesn't really help with the combo Metallic Rebuke, so that's the main reason it's in the sideboard. In game 1, we're pretty dedicated to the combo, and then in future games, we're less concerned about it. Alright, Prophetic Prism. If we see that our opponent didn't bring in a ton of counters, then we'll definitely just bring the combo back in game 3. Does Aetherflux Reservoir count the number of spells you cast before it? Yes. Yes, it does. So I think we want to leave up a counter this turn if we can, so we don't get Gideoned. Ideally. Which I think means we just got to play Prism. So Ether Hub, getting energy. So I think we just want to Prism and leave up Metallic Rebuke here. This is essentially the Storm deck. We're not the Storm deck right now. We sideboarded out the combo. Now we're a beatdown deck that forgot to sideboard out Paradox Engine. We're more of an aggro Colossus deck now after sideboarding. Man, if we catch a Gideon here, I'm going to be so happy. Oh, it's not going to happen. All right. No, that's fine. Sanctum of Ugin and Cultivator's Caravan. Metallic Rebuke is such a good magic card. I did an updated list of Whiteback Fabricate a couple of weeks ago on the website, and we added quite a few new cards, actually. Yahani and some other stuff. I don't remember exactly all of the additions off the top of my head, but there were updates to it. Now let's just play Hedron Archive. Did our opponent just really not bring in any counters? Okay, there's Void Shatter. So our opponent did bring in some amount of counters. Our aggro plan is not really happening, though. I guess we can still kind of go infinite with Paradox Engine, but we don't really have a big payoff. There's a tracker, but no land. So, they're probably going to Gear Hulk. I guess we can counter it, though. Now, let's play Hedron Archive. Is this just blue-white control in a really weird draw? Is there a reason not to use Elvish Spirit Guides? Why do you not need fast mana for green? What deck are we talking about, Goblin Master? If it's this deck, we can't because this is standard. Alright, let's play Tireless Tracker. Our opponent didn't really see any real creatures in game one, so if they have creature removal, they just kind of misread the matchup. We will rebuke this, though. Alright, transformational sideboard plan taking shape. Wow! Oh, man. Okay. Our opponent apparently misread the matchup, and we're getting punished for it. Paintball Kitty, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Alright, Paradox Engine. Now let's play Crane. Get a Hedron Archive. Put a bunch of lands we don't want to the bottom. Pass the turn. We have a new subscriber, Something Table. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Well, let's play Paradox Engine. Leaving in the Paradox Engines has kind of worked out because our opponent's deathly afraid of that card, even though we should have sideboarded it out. So in a really weird way, this has actually worked out for the best, because we've eaten multiple counter spells with Paradox Engines that are actually very bad in our deck right now. Holy counters. Alright, pass the turn. Man, if we can find a Colossus, we might be able to just take over this game. Baral's Expertise. Alright, let's go for this. At least it draws us some cards. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Oh my god. Well, our opponent definitely overloaded on counters. We figured that much out. Opponent's terrified of everything. I feel like if we can ever find a Colossus, we just overload with these Sanctums and win. Well, Gluttonous Crane could get us there. So Gluttonous Crane. There's Colossus. Alright. Now the fun gets to kind of begin. So tap this. Metalwork Colossus. Sacta Sanctum. Get a Colossus. Sack a Sanctum. Get a Colossus. Are you going to counter it? Alright, Colossus number 2. Colossus number 3. And we might as well sack this with our floating mana. And our opponent scoops it up. The transformational sideboard plan comes through. 3-1. We're getting a treasure chest. At least we got there. Oh, sweet. This is Village Dreaming by Weisiger. Whoo! Alright. We're doing it. We're going to get to open a chest tonight, boys and girls. And we might even get to open a few if we can steal this last round somehow. One more round to go. I mean, basically, we're betting that our opponent took all their removal out. That's what the whole idea of that sideboard plan is. So, I don't know. I mean, that's the bet. So if they have Declaration in Stone, we just kind of tip our hat to our opponent and say, well done. The deck is reasonable. I mean, it seems pretty reasonable. We're 3-1 right now. And the one game we lost was actually pretty close. So we're not that far away from being 4-0. Gonna be, is it Tower or is it Dredge? Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, if they had a rat there, I would have cried a bit. Ascendancy Combo, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we gotta get a chest. We didn't get to crack one on Tuesdays, so it's about time. All right, one more. Let's run one more 30-second ad while we're waiting for this. Be right back in 30 seconds. Oh, we have a new subscriber, Fail Chest. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber. We're up against a 0-0, so we're 3-1 and we get the 0-0. Just popped in, took Paradox into the LGS, had the deck go off a few times. Lots of fun, interested to see it. Yeah, this one has been pretty sweet as well. Oh boy. Alright, well, I mean, we'll give this a shot. Flavatog, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber. And another one, Toasteralls, thank you for your subscription. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber, Toaster STL. Uh-oh, there's a Scrounger. Could you have a look at my deck? Probably going to splash black for Constrictor, but I'm not too sure what to swap. Alright, this should be interesting. Well, there's a map. I guess that's something. Play an island, pass the turn. Mono green counters. I mean, that looks like an interesting idea. I would probably cut down some of the more expensive cards. Like, I don't know how you're very consistently going to get Delirium with Soul Swallower. So if you can make the mana work on a budget, I would probably cut some 4 drops to, like, Soul Swallower and maybe a couple Pima Outriders and use those slots for the Constrictor. Opponent gets in 4-3. Oh boy. Oh boy. Another Colossus is not exactly what we wanted. We just don't have any of the things that let us play Colossuses. So, pass the turn. Yeah, we might just lose to Scrap Heap Scroungers here, unfortunately. Opponent gets in. Down to 11. Oh boy. Heart of Kirin. So this is like Jund. Aggro vehicles. Oh boy. Oh my god. That is the draw. And, I mean, that's essentially the game. That's just a super aggressive draw, and we didn't do anything. Yeah, the keep is risky, I guess, but we were beating this hand regardless. Baral's Expertise is actually a combo piece in our deck. It's to bounce our own stuff primarily to help us combo off. Well, that wasn't good. Let's bring in the Fatal Push, the 4th Fatal Push, go down the Puzzle Knot, and just... I think we just try it like that. I think our best bet is to still combo off, though. I don't think Yanni's Expertise is actually very good in this matchup. It just doesn't kill enough. They have, like, Scroungers, vehicles, like, it's just not... I don't think it's very good. This might partly be based on playing the Cawblade versus vehicles. We're 3-1, and we won our last round, but we're in our last round and down a game. Alright, this is more reasonable. We get to kill a threat, we get some card draw, we got a Colossus, even maybe some life gain, so I'm pretty alright with this hand overall. Renegade map go. There's a Blooming Marsh for our opponent. Taps, untaps, attune with Ether. I like Tameo as well. We'll see about Momir. We might have time to squeeze in one game. Our opponent had triple Scrap Heap Scrounger Heart of Kirin draw, and we just got ran over. I don't think we actually resolved a spell. We kept a fairly slow hand in the dark and just kind of got ran over. But we have a removal spell this game, which is good. Alright, we'll take Brawler. Another map. We'll play Inventor's Fair. Kill the Brawler. Play Renegade map. And pass the turn. So we get to start gaining life, which is nice. We have 4 mana towards a Colossus. We really need, like, Hedron Archive would be great. There's a Long Tusk Cub, which is going to be a problem. We do gain a life, though. Caravan's also good. So play Caravan. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Ether Hub, go. So next turn we should be able to Colossus. Assuming our board lives. Problem is they could have Unlicensed Disintegration, which is a good answer to Colossus. Opponent's gonna pump it. And pump it. Yes. And Baral's expertise lets us play something for free. In this deck isn't as much about having super cheap things for paradoxical outcome. So I think in this build in specific, it's better. So let's Prophetic Prism here. Draw a card. Ooh. Jeez. Play Sanctum. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this costs 2? Alright, well I think our plan is just 1, 2, play a Colossus, sack Sanctum, get a Colossus. So we'll have 2 Metalwork Colossus down on defense. Our opponent shouldn't be able to kill both of them, even if everything goes super wrong. Killing both seems unlikely. Pass the turn. And then we can probably Morbid Curiosity the other one. Oh, it's just a Scrounger? Alright. And a oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Things are looking up for us. We gain a life. Caravan. I just wish we weren't pinched on mana. But I think we still do it. Because we can always get a Colossus back. So 1, 2, 3. Play Cultivator's Caravan. And now we get to draw a million. And as long as we don't literally die next turn, we should be able to... We should have what we need to combo off next turn. We can attack with 1 Colossus first. I do like drawing cards even more than winning. So attack with 1, Morbid Curiosity. Sack the tapped one. Draw 11 for 3 mana. Pretty good. Pretty good. Play Sanctum. And our opponent scoops it up. Yeah, I'm confused by what the punt would be there. Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of attacked with 1 just so I could say I attacked. That's true. This is game 2. We're 1-1. This is, oh, I don't think we can attack with both, because if things went wrong and we didn't draw another Colossus, that actually would put us at risk of losing, because they had a lot of power on the battlefield. Alright. Well, I mean, sometimes the chat does know better than me, so I don't mind the chat pointing it out, but in that scenario, I think attacking with both would have been borderline disastrous, or like had potential to go really wrong. And I felt like we didn't need to take the risk. I mean, they would have just chumped with their smallest creature. I don't know. I still think it's safest when we're drawing 11 that that's probably fine. Black Expertise. Maybe it's worth it in this matchup. We just don't have that many slots for that type of stuff. Uh... We'll try one. I'll bring in one black expertise. All right, this is it. This is for multiple treasure chests. This is a big game for treasure chests. And we start off with a mulligan. This hand's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Well, this one's speculative, but we get to draw a couple cards. If we find our Colossuses, that's what we need here. We're going to have a lot of artifact mana for Colossuses, so that's what we're hoping for, is to find Colossuses. Swamp, go. Because this is going to be 8 mana, this is 2 more. We have 10 mana in hand in artifacts towards Colossus, so we're just hoping we draw into 1, we get the second one. That could let us steal this game. Also, Fatal Push is a reasonable draw. Expertise is interesting. It helps with comboing off eventually. Pass the turn. Probably taking 4 in the air, though, here, which is not good. Come on, slow draw, opponent. Long Tusk. Not enough energy. Rampager to crew the Heart of Kirin. Oh, boy. Yup. That's bad. Gets in. Alright, so I think we just gotta play Sanctum and pass. And maybe when we anticipate, we could hit a Colossus, which would be good. We could also hit a Fatal Push, which would be reasonable. I don't think we're just dead yet. This is game 3 of round 5. The very last game of our league, win or lose. There's an Ether Hub. There's the elephant. Yep. Cruise. Rishkar. Oh, God. Well, I guess we could hit a Fatal Push here that might buy us a time-ish. Nope. I don't think we're going to live long enough to start casting our expertises is a bigger issue. Opponent gets in. Gets some energy. And that does it. I mean, we can draw one more card, but it's not gonna matter now. Well, that's the end of that. Well, pretty aggressive draw for our opponent. And I could imagine that that's being one of the downsides of this deck is we don't have that many ways to deal with stuff like this. Like when an opponent plays 1-drop, 2-drop, pumps them up, our deck is just not very well equipped to handle that. Like our best bet is to try to race, and we're not necessarily fast enough to actually win the race. We can. So that's kind of the one of the problems with the deck potentially. But I think we got a treasure chest, hopefully, out of all that. A single treasure chest. All right. Oh, Yeah, Mardu would probably be one of the worst things in the deck. Yahani's expertise, maybe? I just don't know if that's good enough. Like, it doesn't kill the elephant, doesn't kill Hardikirin, doesn't really kill Scrounger, but I guess it could be a shot. So let's see. We could get lucky with our single chest. That would be pretty sweet. So come on, something good. One shot at it tonight. What do we get? Oh no! 10 play points. The equivalent of $1, one ticket. A colossal whale and a voracious null. Yep. Okay. Well, we did get the 2 rare pack, I guess, but our rares are not very good. At 10 play points and a colossal whale. Yeah, I like Limit a lot. We don't play it on stream very well, but... Well, the chest was a bust, but the deck was actually sweet. For being fairly janky, it actually could compete with a lot of stuff. Aggro definitely seems to be the hardest matchup, but it's reasonable. I'm pretty impressed with it. I should play Gravity Bomb? I'm not even sure what Gravity Bomb is. So, alright, one round of Momir tonight to close things off. One single round. So... Have you ever played the junk deck on stream? I don't know what the junk deck is, but... I've played, like, Abzan, that kind of junk. I think it's just going to be time for one round tonight. And... Number 3 on the Momir list. Hey, very well done with the note. I like this. Comes in with the note, making sure everyone knows on the Momir list, number 3. So, good enough for me. Let me pull up the Momir overlay. The Momir lay. Gotta have the Momir lay. And let's see what craziness happens with our game of Momir tonight. Tracy King, always trying to get next to. Oh, Filthy Casual, I'm sorry. All right, we will keep. Usually a good idea in Momir. D-Town, we don't really talk politics on stream. We're here to play Magic and have fun, so as far as any political stuff, that's not what we're about. There is a Brindle Shout. Actually not bad. I mean, not great in Momir, but I actually like this card. Vintage Masters Draft was pretty good. So we get to make a 2-drop. Can we keep up with the Brindle Shout? Kuru Taken. Bushido 1 Regenerate. Okay. Regeneration's not horrible. Well, your list looks cool, Minigun Mad. Pretty aggressive. I think it looks pretty sweet. Kind of like needs friends to attack tribal. I like it. I think the mana base might have some issues with casting Jackal Familiar on turn 1 with 6 mountains, but the idea is pretty solid. I think you might be able to find a cheaper replacement for Rootbound defenses, since Populate doesn't really matter in your deck. I think you could find something that makes your stuff indestructible and is still budget friendly. Oh no. Oh, game over, game over. Jeez. Yeah, Dawnglare Invoker is insane. So, if you've never played Magic's greatest limited format, which happens to be Rise of Eldrazi, in my opinion, it's so good. Yeah, basically you get to 8 lands and you pretty much win the game. And I expect that that will be true in Momir, because our opponent will just tap down our board for a couple of turns and win. It's like almost like 3-mana Lorthos, essentially. Oh boy. And a Tree of Redemption. What is going on our opponent's side of the board? We could really use a Flame Tongue Kavu. That would give us hope. Also, a Mortis Dogs. When it attacks, it gets +2/+0. When it dies, target player loses life equal to its power. Yeah. Not even good in... not even good in New Phyrexia Limited. Any chance of doing Spell Slinger Momir at some point? Yeah, I think we could possibly do that at some point. People have asked about it before, and I'm interested in trying it out. I will move down the win-loss record for your viewing pleasure. But I'm so proud of our 3-2. I can't bear to take it down. Yeah, that essentially is a mythic common. So good. What's the most expensive paper card I own? So, I'm not much of a paper player. I would love to bring back Rough Drafts if I could figure out how to do it and have time for it. Because you probably don't realize this, but I love Limited. Like, I play a lot of Constructed, but I really love... I love Limited. So, I wish I could do Rough Drafts all the time. Because Limited is just awesome. I mean, it depends a little bit on the format, but Tracy King coming in strong. I can't even say much because our records lately have not been that stellar. But we've tested out a lot of really kind of off the wall decks, which is, I mean, the end result. So that's what happens. It is 8 mana, so it is expensive, but in Rise of Eldrazi Limited, it was a pretty, like, slow battle cruiser Magic format. So getting to 8 mana wasn't hard. You had tons of Eldrazi Scion producers to get there quickly. So it wasn't... 8 mana in Rise of Eldrazi Limited is not the same as 8 mana in a lot of formats. Yes. If I make it to Vegas, that would be what I would do. I don't even care about the main events. Yeah, I've gone 5-0 before. Mostly when I'm playing decks that I think are actually, like, semi-legit. It is more challenging to go 5-0 with just, like, random decks from small Japanese tournaments, which we like to play because they're fun and different, but... there's a reason that those decks aren't winning GPs all the time. We just don't know what it is, but we learn it as we play the decks. Yeah, if I went to Vegas, that is probably the event I would play, the History of Limited, because the History of Limited thing sounds so good. Am I going to make the Artifact Recycling deck that we played against on Budget Magic? Yes. I think we will make it eventually. It's going to be a bit, though, because... we have Budget Magic for next week. I already have it done, and it is super, super awesome. Can we play Free Win Red again? I am always down for that. I just can't play it too much because other people like doing seeing other decks as well, but I really love that deck, so I'm sure we will play it again. Because that's one of my all-time favorite decks that I built. Alright, so we take our beads. Yeah, I think we'll block this thing now. A 3-3 isn't too scary at this point. Opponent makes their tree huge, goes to 13. Tree becomes a 23. Oh, 23. The Identity Thief. Yeah, Lifecrafter's Bestiary has really impressed me. I finally actually put together the Expertise deck for Modern. And have done just a couple of... ooh, God. Have done just a couple of test games with it, but I'm pretty confident we're going to be able to play that eventually too. I think it's actually good enough that we can play it. Oh boy. Jovial Riders. Well, our opponent's creature quality has been slightly better than ours across the board. 3-3 for 5, 2-2 for 4, 1-1 for 2. Made a Bolas-themed EDH deck, build around Grixis control, steal your stuff effects. That sounds awesome, Pretty Pangolin. Sounds like a fun deck. I like Bolas decks, and I like Grixis decks, so it sounds like a fun theme for Commander. 6 mana. Discard gets... Oh, no! Oh, man, the disaster. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't think the expertise deck is going to win. At least right now it doesn't look like it. It's not final until tomorrow, but it's looking like Inspiring Statuary is going to take it. For Modern. Yeah, I don't think we can win from here. I mean, I guess the hand discarding means Dawnglare Invoker isn't so scary, but we're stuck making 5 drops, and our board is worse than our opponent's board almost everywhere. Just wondering, if I build a deck around Identity Theme, would it be worth the pun if the deck contains only 1 copy of Thief? Yeah, I mean, the deck we played on Much Brew technically only had 1 copy of Identity Thief, and we talked about it for the entire episode. We also drew it a lot for some reason, which made it easy. Sky Shout Troll. Oh, yes. Sure. Have I played or considered trying a deck that goes for Bracella? So we played a Bracella deck over the summer, a little while after it came out, but we might have to revisit it and try it again at some point. It was like we played, I think there was a couple. The one that I remember mostly was a mono white Angels deck that was built to beat, hopefully to beat Collected Company decks. And it was pretty sweet. Thassa's Devour. Alright, we got a plan. If we can somehow get some enchantment creatures. Stealing Progenitus is pretty good. This was a good 4-drop. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we see the power of the Dawnglare Invoker, invoking its way to victory. Yeah, I had a few people tell me that they thought that was a better plan for Indomitable Creativity. That they liked the plan of putting together Bracella. I considered that. The problem is, for me, when I was building the deck, I wanted a deck where we were okay casting Creativity X1, because going to 5 mana to cast to X2 seemed a lot more challenging. Like, our last match of our league was a good example of that. There's some decks that, even if you had a really great turn 5 combo, just beat you on turn 4. So that I wanted to try to keep it to X1 being good, and I was afraid if I went with Bracella and we had to cast it X1 that we'd sometimes just get a 4-3, and that's not necessarily worth it. 1-drop plan. Dreadwing. Well, we will make a 2. Hopefully get a Mana Dork. Flying and Swamp Walk. Back when flavor was more important than than anything else on a Magic card. Like, the abilities really need to match what the card says. Because there's no reason that this 1-drop needs Flying and Swamp Walk, but Bayou Dragonfly, I guess, suggests those abilities. Wait. We were on the play. Yeah, so we gotta skip our 3-drop. I'm sitting on 2 sealed boxes of Eternal Masters, going to keep them sealed and sell them at a later date, but the price keeps dropping. Should I open them or keep them sealed? I think with the extra release or whatever, more being released, whatever that was around the holidays, jeez, really? Just going aggro with your Dreadwing? Well, I guess we got to leave this back on defense. With the extra release of supply, though, I think it's going to take a while for that investment to pay off. I think that there's still a reasonable chance that it will. But I think if you want to leave them sealed, I think you got to plan on waiting a year or two, maybe even longer. So I guess that's the equation. If you're willing to wait a while, then I think that you could still probably end up in a good position. But if you want to do something quicker, I would probably just crack them. Alright, well, we got rid of the Dreadwing, finally. Oh man, alright, well, we just got landwalk.deck. We haven't got any crazy art yet. I mean, that looks like a dragonfly pretty much. No crazy old art. Oh boy, oh boy. Jeez. It's actually pretty good. 2 mana fight something? That can wipe out our board pretty much. Really? Really worth? Ghost of Worth, the 6 mana 2/3? Ay. If you want a mana dork, you could pay 0 or 1. So I actually think that the odds are best at 2 mana. Actually, that's not true. The odds, I think, are highest at 0. The problem is they're not very good, and your 0 drop, if you miss on Dryad Arbor, is just absolutely horrible. Oh, well, that works for us. We will take your 4 blue fairies. So that's the problem with 0 drops. I've thought about that strategy and seeing people try it, but I've never been impressed with the results. Like, it's great when you get a Dryad Arbor, but everything else is like literal whiff. Well, theoretically, Marsh Mist Titan is a creature that doesn't die to this Tangirth, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not good for being a 7-drop, but not dying to this is helpful. He has a circular saw blade. This was such a weird cycle, the hunted cycle. Marsh Mist Titan never really caught on. Even in the mono black devotion decks. The thing with standard boxes lately is they're just super high variance. Well, Anarchist, not very good in Momir. No sorceries to be got. Skip your 3 and 7. So is the skipping 7 based on trying to avoid any chance of hitting Phage? I think my view is, oh my goodness, we've hit some bad creatures at every point on the curve. Oh man, like, not one of our creatures has been, I think they've all been below replacement level, let's put it that way. Like, if you had your average 7-drop, average 8-drop, these creatures definitely rank behind there. I have never hit a Phage, so I'm not very worried about it. I know there's a % chance. I'd have to look up exactly how many 7-drops there are. I imagine that it's rare enough that it doesn't really make it worth skipping a potentially powerful drop. Like, 7 is a lot of mana, so you can get some pretty good creatures. But that's just my thinking on it. I mean, if you don't like 7s, like, make a 6 or something. But it seems like, I don't know if I like the tempo swing of skipping a high drop altogether as a primary game plan. What are the most important cards to have answers for in Modern? Oh, goodness. So that's one of the challenges of Modern is there's so many viable decks that it's really hard to have answers for everything. But right now, two of the decks that you definitely want to be aware of are Affinity and Tron builds. So answers for artifact type stuff, especially some sort of mass artifact disruption like Stony Silence, Shatterstorm, depending on your colors, and then having some plan for Tron. If you're playing like heavy counters, you can get away just sometimes letting them have Tron and just fighting through it. Otherwise, you probably want some sort of land. Oh dear. Okay, no green mana. Some sort of land disruption, Ghost Quarter, Crumble to Dust, some sort of plan in your sideboard to deal with it. Blood Moon, yep. But, I mean, generally speaking, I think the most successful thing you can do in Modern is just try to, I'm assuming we're talking mostly sideboards here, but to try to go as broad as possible. So, if you're choosing between a narrow answer that only hits on one deck or one archetype, try to pick something that might be a little less powerful but applies to more matchups, which I guess is like an argument for Grafdigger's Cage over Rest in Peace, because Grafdigger's Cage can deal with, oh dear, that's a Platinum Empyrean, can deal with Collected Company decks and Court of Calling decks as well. So just try to have broad answers, because Modern is such a diverse format with so many different powerful threats that it's hard to have specific answers for each one. And it's also different than Standard in the sense that a big deck, the most played deck, is something like 10% of the format. I think Affinity is the #1 deck right now, and it's 9-point-something% of the format. Oh, well, that would have been awesome if you didn't have a Platinum Empyrean. Oh, one turn too late. Yeah, Pithing Needle is a good one. Jeez, look at all this power that doesn't do anything. Platinum Empyrean is so devastating. So we're basically looking for Hoverguard Sweepers, the Bounce Kraken. Our own Platinum Empyrean, I guess, would be reasonable. There's another flyer, so there's also a chance we just get flown over. Yes, avoid Pithing Needle on your own Pithing Needle. I mean, I think I'm sort of in agreement with you, Tracy King. Or, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be those specific cards, but those are effects that I think are good catch-all. I'm sure there's exceptions. Oh, alright. Well, we got a way to get rid of Platinum Empyrean. No, we got a way to lose. Oh, God. Well, and that's how the Momir ends tonight. Craterhoof not being good enough. Our opponent shoots down our fairy, thanks, even though you can't take damage. Avatar of Slaughter is one of the best ways to lose yourself a game of Momir. Really? Our opponent's just eating our creatures? Not content to just win. This has to be a massacre. Alright, well, why don't you hit me for 100 damage? Okay. What if the opponent has a Pithing Needle that chooses Chandra Torch of Defiance and the same needle was chosen by Quicksmith Spy? I totally choose Pithing Needle on my Pithing Needle. Good call. I think the opponent's just taking advantage of the fact that they can really blow me out here. Not just about, they're sending a message, I think, is the term I'm looking for. And I can't really complain because we sent an opponent a message by killing their Planeswalker with Aetherflux Reservoir when we absolutely didn't need to do that. So, can't complain about getting a message sent at us. Good game, good game, good game. Oh, it should play Momir Vigdak in Commander Clash filled with random effects. That could be a fun idea. What happens if he loses double strike after hitting the first time? I think then the damage would, well, since the first strike damage would be dealt first, it would still work out for that turn. Because the double strike essentially gives it first strike along with normal damage. So if it died at first strike damage, it would still deal the normal damage, I believe. The list for Bug Aetherflux, or you can always do this for whatever list we are playing, is right there if you do the deck command. But I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight, everyone. So if you want to go back and check out some more Bug Aetherflux, it'll be on the Replay YouTube channel coming up tomorrow-ish. And if you're looking for the normal stuff, we recorded another episode of This or That Magic. Me and Tomer, that should be coming out maybe tonight, but it might be another day because I haven't uploaded it yet, so I'm not sure if it'll be exactly tonight or not, but soon. And all the normal stuff. Don't miss Budget Magic on Monday. It is super, super exciting. Really excited for that one. Anyway, everyone. Oh, yeah, and the merch page. Thank you for all the subs and everything tonight as well. But if you're looking for another way to support the stream, the channel, the site, we got tokens and playmats and playmat bags. Tons of sweet stuff. Signed tokens. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out and being awesome. It was a ton of fun. Have a great weekend, and we will be back on Tuesday with another one. I will talk to you soon.